Let's run it. All right. Welcome back. This is our first double header of the season. We was here Monday, grinding. He's here Wednesday. Today, grinding. We got a great episode for y'all today. From the Nosebleeds, live on a Wednesday. Yeah. We got our award predictions for y'all because we didn't do those before. We got standing predictions for y'all. We got All-NBA teams predictions for y'all. We got playoff predictions for y'all. And a whole bunch of hoops to talk about in this episode. And we excited to be here. Zach, I see you rocking a Sabrina Carpenter shirt.
Yes, sir. You know it.
Flex that. Yeah, you love to see it. Woo! Okay. I'm hyped. I don't know why I'm hyped. I'm hungry though. I'm really hungry. It's a Wednesday.
All right, man. All right,
it's
man.
October 29th. We got basketball tonight. It's the whole day of basketball. Great times. Halloween's coming up. Hey, have fun, be safe, whatever y'all want to do. Yeah, we talked about this before. I'm not really that big of a Halloween guy, me personally, and that's okay. I've owned that. What I'm really here for is when that clock hits midnight, and all you hear is all I want for whatever you want to just vibe with it. Yeah, roll with it. Absolutely. Yeah, Zach. A quick question before we start this episode. What are your thoughts on Halloween?
It's all right. I mean, it's kind of just there for me. It feels like almost like a gateway to Christmas. Like, yeah, can we hurry up and get this holiday done with so
Absolutely.
we can get to November, we can get to Thanksgiving, we could get
Exactly.
to December, and more importantly, Christmas.
Christmas hoops. Yes. 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 We're so here for it. Our thing started from last year because me and Zach have only known each other for a year. But last year, our new annual thing is we get hot chocolate, just a bunch of hot chocolate. We all go somewhere. It's usually my place.
I still have a bunch. I'm not gonna lie,
bro. I have.
I still have a lot from last year.
Exactly. We go over, and as soon as that clock hits midnight, we bump in Christmas music. We watching the Christmas movie. We don't know what we're gonna watch this year though as our first one. I'm thinking Polar Express, but you know what? That's a discussion for another day. Go follow us on Instagram. Maybe we'll post the highlights of that night there. You never know. But yeah, we here. How has it been? Oh, I was gonna look over there, but you're not there anymore. Zach has upgraded.
Yeah, no, I moved.
He's upgraded to business class. Horrible chair though.
Yeah.
But how was your last couple days, Zach?
It's been great. I mean, I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying hoops being back more than anything, really. Like, I feel like there's so much to look forward to with the NBA being back. I mean, there's so many different things happening. There's so many storylines going on. Like, I don't know, man. I can't complain. How you been?
Hoops, man. Basketball. Stop hate, love basketball, man. Stop hate, love basketball. That's how I've been.
Fairs FC.
For real. Anyways, let's hop right into it. We got our award predictions for y'all. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Most Improved, Rookie of the Year, Clutch Player, Coach of the Year. We got 7 of them to go through. We only have the same on 2, DPOY and Most Improved. We'll get to that when we get to it. Let's start at the bottom with probably the most or the least important one of all of them. I called it Baby MVP. That's kind of what it is.
I don't think so. I guess it really is like, Clutch Player of the Year.
It is, but like in recent years, it's been Baby MVP. If you know what I mean. Who'd you go with, Zach?
Clutch Player of the Year. I kind of wound back the clock just a little bit. You know, some may call him, still know him as Ice Trae, but I went with Trae Young for my Clutch Player of the Year. Now, I think the Hawks are going to be much improved from last year. I think they're going to be back to their winning ways. And I think with that, Trae is going to have a lot more opportunities to shine in the clutch. And that's just simple as that. I don't think there's much thinking that goes into Clutch Player of the Year. Like, it's kind of really, it varies so much year to year on who's the most clutch player.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just feeling Trae. So, yeah, pretty simple there. Who'd you go with?
I went with SGA because I think in OKC case, I mean, we've seen it for the first week of the season. They had 2 double overtime games to open the season, and he scored. I want to say it was like it was close to like 20 in the last 5 minutes in overtimes in the first game against the Rockets. And then he willed that team to victory against Pacers in the second game. So in games like that, I don't think the Thunder are going to be in too many games like that. But like Shea's clutch, like he, even if it's just because I think what counts as clutch points are what under 5 minutes within a 5 point game.
I want. Yeah, I think it is under 5 minutes. I was going to say under 2 minutes, but I don't know. I don't know why I was thinking that. I think it's. I'm pretty sure it's under 5 minutes.
I'm pretty sure it's 5, and I think it's within a 5 point game. So 10 point swing, I guess, either way. But like, I don't. I like he's just if a game's within 5 minutes or 5 points of it, you give the ball to him, he'll do the work, and you're gonna come out with a win every time. So I'm taking Shea with that one. I don't think. I mean, there's obviously discussion where you can probably see Trae Young, but like, I don't think anybody can falter Shea's clutch ability. That's I guess what I'm trying to vouch for here.
I think that's absolutely fair, and I think if you're going to go off the mentality that clutch player of the year is kind of baby MVP, I think using Shea there is absolutely fair.
Yeah,
But I also agree with you from that aspect as Shea's in the clutch. He's going to get the ball in an ISO, and he's either shooting that thing or he's passing to a wide open 3-point
yeah,
shooter because
exactly.
the team brought it because the other team brought a double,
Yeah, he's
and that
playmaking or
like
scoring. Like he's beating teams
exactly
in more way than one.
exactly, and I can't agree like more with that pick honestly.
Yeah. Let's go to let's just run rookie of the year. Get out the way. You had a boring pick, but I mean it's not a really boring pick because he's probably
I mean
is
your picks
valid.
you can't
He's
say your
cold.
picks much
Oh, it's not
more
really at all. I
much
wanted to
more
go
out there than mine.
shout out Dylan Harper. I wanted to go with him, my Filipino brother. Wanted to go with him, but you said it last episode. I don't know if he's gonna get enough touches and minutes and production to be a rookie of the year candidate. You know what I
I mean
mean?
he's third on the ladder right now. That came out today.
Well, I mean, when Fox comes back, y'all have Fox and Castle in your backcourt and Devin Vassell competing for those minutes. So it's like it's not gonna be like Castle last year where Wemby went out and his numbers inflated like crazy and he was a starter for most of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think he's
but
gonna get the opportunity. But who's your rookie of the year?
like you said, basic. I'm sure most people can guess when they hear basic and rookie of the year of this draft class, and I went with Cooper Flag. I mean,
Fair enough.
there's not much more to say. I think the Mavs aren't using him correctly right now. I don't think he should be playing guard. I think he's has a lot of secondary playmaking skills. I don't know if he's necessarily a lead playmaker in the offense,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he should be necessarily entrusted with creating his own shot this early in his career. I think he absolutely can create his own shot later down the line, but right now I just think that's kind of where the struggles are stemming from. And I trust that he'll play better as the season goes along. I mean, his defense is always going to be a constant. He's always going to be a really good, really smart defender. But it's just once the offense gets going, I don't think there's really any competition there.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I went basic too. Top 3 pick. I went with VJ Edgecombe. I mean, based on what he's done for this season, he's averaging over 20 points a game. But I mean, he had the most points by a rookie in his debut ever. I think it was just this century, but it's pretty close to being most in a debut game ever. Um, and even when he was when he first got drafted, and he had that interview with I think it was Taylor Rooks, and she was like, what does this moment mean to you? He was like, it's like my family used to live off a generator. When he said that, this boy is destined to average 40 in this league, man. Like that, like he's so motivated, and I think he's on a team that's gonna win more than the Mavericks and the Sixers. And then playing with guys like Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid hasn't been the greatest, but he's Joel Embiid. So I think he's gonna benefit off that. He's a starter. He's gonna get rotational minutes, very good minutes, and I think he's gonna be a contributor to a team that's gonna finish top 3 in the East. I think I have top 3 in the East. Yes, top 3 in the East.
Yeah, you did. You did, if I remember correctly.
So I'm taking VJ, but I don't think there's either. You can't really go wrong with the top 3 if you think Dylan Harper's
I
gonna get the
agree. Even
production.
if you think Dylan Harper's gonna get the touches that he needs to
Yeah.
win, I completely get behind that.
Yeah,
But
they're all like about plus minus 100, plus 100, plus 150 if that's what you want to look at it for odds, I guess.
Yeah,
But
no, they're really close, and
yeah,
I don't think I can't blame you for picking VJ at all.
yeah. Let's go to most improved. We have the same player. I don't know. There's another guy I had on this list that I wanted to put down for most improved, and that was Modest Buzelis. But we talked about it like a
Second year
long time
player,
ago. It's a
I don't
it's a
like
second year
that.
player. Yeah,
I
I don't like
that
that either.
not at all.
He's supposed to make that jump. Like he's supposed to. So another guy that I was thinking, but like obviously you can't really was like Wemby because like it's still kind of a
Again, that's
jump.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's I don't
Another
know.
guy I was thinking was OG Anunoby because of his offensive production that I think is gonna stay pretty steady for the rest of the season. But go ahead, reveal who we both have.
We both went with Benedict Mathurin. I mean, I think Matherin's probably one of the bigger names out there for most improved player. I personally just I don't know. This year's going to determine a lot about his value, and
It
I think
is.
he's going to show up with Noah Alley. I think he's going to be a bit more of a he's going to have more responsibility, obviously, and I think with that responsibility, he's going to have better numbers than he usually would, and I think that's going to signify a most improved player win for him.
Yeah. I think the other way you can look at it too, the other guy I didn't mention that was possibility for winning this award for me was his teammate Andrew Nemhard, who is pretty much in the exact same boat. And people are saying Nemhard's actually the odds favorite right now because like you have him playing in Halliburton's role. So he's taking over that. So you're thinking, oh, he's gonna make the bigger jump. But I think Mathurin's just the better player. Like I think in that system too, if you have Nemhard at point and Mathurin at a four in the front court, I think Mathurin is first of all the guy that's going to get the ball off of Nemhard's playmaking, and also I think he's just a guy that has more scoring ability. Like he can shoot, he can drive, he can hit from the mid range. I'm not saying Nemhard can't, but Mathurin also has a bigger frame, so he's just going to get more scoring opportunities. I feel like, and I think he's a better scorer than Nemhard. So those are two guys that I thought were going to be pretty up there. I think bottom line is it's going to come from the Pacers.
Well, I mean, yeah, and you kind of expect to see something like that on a team that's kind of losing production. I feel like,
Yeah,
especially last year, we saw like some of the most improved player favorites were Norman Powell and Tyler Hero, who both
yeah,
took leaps in shot attempts and
hmm
volume due to players not being there. You know, in
yeah,
Norman Powell's case, it was Paul George leaving for Philadelphia in the offseason. In Tyler Hero's case, it was Jimmy Butler just kind of being absent there early in the season, then leaving
yeah.
at the deadline. So I think it's absolutely fair to expect people to step up when and fill lost production.
Yeah, I think the other argument you can make was it could have been somebody from the Celtics, maybe Derek White or maybe Peyton
Derek White's
Pritchard.
already that good. I just
That's the thing.
Peyton Pritchard's a good shout. Like I really consider Peyton Pritchard. I'm glad you're bringing him
Yeah,
up, and I think Peyton Pritchard is kind of perfect to take on a bigger role this year. I think he'll step up a lot with Tatum's absence. I just feel like I feel like Pritchard's kind of already broken out in the media's
he
eye.
has.
Like
Yeah,
I feel like the media and the people who are going to be voting on these awards kind of already know how good Peyton Pritchard is, and they know who
yeah.
he is, and they know like
That's
he's a commodity. He's a common name, if that
that's
makes
part
sense.
of that's part of why I took Mathurin over Nemhard because Nemhard has been. I'm not going to say overrated, but he's been talked about as like the main guy in Indy for pretty much the whole offseason at this point because of the role he's taking over from Halliburton's injury. So I think that's why Mathurin has a better chance of winning just because, most improved is kind of like the breakthrough of the media. Like, who was somebody that wasn't really on their radar, and then now they're just popping up all over the place. So I think this is going to be Mathurin. Anyways, let's do sixth man of the year. You have your homeboy.
My homeboy,
Yeah, same play style.
shout French Vanilla. I gotta go. I gotta go with Luke Cornett for sixth man of the year. I feel like I've already talked a lot about Luke Cornett just on this show, but I don't know. I don't know. He's one of the smartest players in the league. Great playmaker for his size.
I just,
Great in PNR. Like don't get me started on his defense. I mean he's a ridiculous help side defender.
yeah.
I mean we saw it the second game of the season when the Spurs played the Pelicans. He did a great
hmm
job help side on Zion. He had a couple of great help side plays there. It's unfortunate he got hurt, so we'll see when he comes back. but I still have faith in him to win Sixth Man of the Year because I think his impact, like I think the on-off numbers. I don't know if you saw from that Raptors game, the Spurs were holding the Raptors to the Spurs had a 53 defensive rating when Wemby was on the floor versus the Raptors, but it was like 153 when Wemby was off because there was no Cornet.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous. It was like a 100-point swing.
That seems
So
really weird.
no, it was actually ridiculous.
Interesting. I
But
didn't think.
I think that Cornet could have that level of impact, and that people could start to take in that level of impact, or people could start to see how impactful he is when Wemby's off the court, and that could be his argument for Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully Wemby plays a lot more than he has in the past couple seasons, though.
Well, I was just talking when he's taking a break.
Oh,
in a
just like
game.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. My Sixth Man of the Year is Tari Eason. I think I know he was on your radar. I think you said that he might have been yours. Could have been yours.
Yeah, I kind of considered Tari a
Um,
little bit.
Eason is one of those guys I also consider for most improved, just because I think his role in Houston is going to be elevated a lot more. They're expected to win a lot more games, so they're going to be more in the media attention, stuff like that. So I think that helps his case for both Sixth Man of the Year and most improved. He's coming off the bench. He's coming off behind Amen. No, Amen. Is it Amen? Yeah, it's Amen. The two guard, right?
Yeah,
Two guard hybrid three. And Tari is the leader of that second unit. That unit includes him, Clint Capella, Reed Shepard, although Reed kind of fluctuates in between both. He's kind of like that middle guy. But Tari is that bridge between the units. And with Houston expecting to do well, I have them, well, we'll get to that later, but I have them pretty high in the West, as do a lot of people with expectations and stuff. Then he's going to have that, not breakout season, but like that, like elevator role. And then obviously having a good bench is key to being a good team. And I think Houston's going to have that with Tari leading that unit off the bench. So I have Tari. But Luke Cornett was a good shout. I don't know why he didn't cross my mind. That's not that bad of a shout.
yeah,
No.
no. You want to get into Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year, yeah. I switched mine. Did you see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
Yeah, I switched it. You go first though.
Yeah, Coach of the Year. I feel like it was pretty simple to me. Usually, it's a coach who just takes a big leap. More specifically, with the young team, and so I decided to go with Jamal Mosley of the Orlando Magic, and I believe in the Magic this season. Like what more can I say? I think I have the Magic finishing as a top 3 seed. Let me just
Yeah, you had him at
clarify.
3.
Yeah, yeah, I have the Magic at 3. So I'm expecting a leap from the Magic, and I think Mosley is going to be a big factor in that. And I think he'll win. I mean, I feel like we see these coaches just win Coach of the Year on teams that kind of come out of nowhere. So I mean,
Yeah.
you could expect it from a lot of teams this year, but me personally, as a Orlando Magic believer, I think Mosley is my guy to win it.
Yeah, fair enough. I had David Adelman in there, as you know, before, and I switched it when we were talking in the intro. In Adelman's case, you said it, like you have to take a jump. And to be fair, the guy that I have right now doesn't have a jump, but he's a first-year coach for this team. And he's going to take a somewhat of a jump. But Adelman's case, like I was thinking just because things were rocky last season, and then this season I expect them to do wonders with that Nuggets squad as they are right now. But my coach of the year is Mike Brown, just because I think he's going to take him past. Obviously, coach of the year doesn't factor in, end of season statistics or like playoffs and postseason and stuff like that. But in the regular season, the Knicks are probably one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. And Mike Brown has taken what Tom Thibodeau has built and done better with it, from what I've seen so far. And even expectations going into the season, I think was going to be better anyways, because Thibodeau ran those guys into the ground, and Mike Brown actually has a system around those guys that he ran into the ground. Guys like Landry Shamet, who last year they didn't have a rotation. We just talked about it off the air. Now is an integral part of that team and is playing really well. He's a great lights out shooter right now. Bridges and Anunoby. Bridges hasn't been the best on offense, but Anunoby has. he's shining in a role right now where he's getting a lot of touches on the outside, and they're letting him drive. And their defense, I think, has been a lot better. And Mike Brown's more of a defensive minded coach. He learned that when he was with Golden State and San Antonio under Greg Popovich. And then I didn't think it was right for the Kings to let him go. And then now he's found a place in New York, which is a better situation than he was in Sacramento. And I think they're going to win close to 60 something games. So, they won 53, 54, 55. So don't even look at me like that, bro. I didn't even say it, bro.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't even say it. I said 60 or something wins.
Could have sworn.
Oh,
Regardless, I
we'll
like the
check it.
pick. I like the pick. I like the pick.
oh man.
I think Mike Brown would getting the Knicks to the 1 seed, as we both have the Knicks in the 1 seed. I
Yeah.
think Mike Brown getting the Knicks to the 1 seed would be
With 67 wins.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say, but I think that would be I think that'd be enough to warrant Coach of the Year. I disagree with
Absolutely.
your point about him Sacramento firing him, but about the rest, I agree in large
Yeah.
part, and I think it's very realistic that Mike Brown could win Coach of the Year, especially because they like first year guys in many cases.
Exactly. Kenny Atkinson last year was a great example of that. But I mean, the Cavaliers were just one of the best regular season teams I've ever seen. So,
Yeah,
makes sense. I almost said DPOI. I almost said the Wemby Award. But we both have Wemby.
it basically
I
is
mean,
his trophy. I mean,
who doesn't?
let's be
Like,
honest. I mean,
who does not, man? He
if
can guard
he
one
makes
through
the
five.
65 game threshold, it's his award.
Yeah,
Like
he
there's
can
no
guard
there's
1
no
through 5.
competition about
Best
like,
rim protector in the league. I mean,
you know
is
how
there even a
insane it is
discussion
to
for
have
this?
a steal season, a turnover creation season like Dyson Daniel had last year, and not even be considered for TPOY, like especially when
Yeah.
Wemby was healthy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's just nuts. Like that somebody can have an outlier like all time great season like that, and Wemby is still by far and away the favorite. I think that just goes to show you that this is his award to lose, really.
Yeah, for the next 17 years.
Yeah, man. Hopefully,
Until there's another, 7-7 big that's
Chet
guarding
might
1 through
get his
5.
eventually. I think Chet is a DPOY caliber big,
I
but he
think
might get his
so.
eventually.
Bro, Wemby can move his feet like crazy.
Yeah,
He can literally guard 1 through 5. In most cases. Obviously, if they're faster than him, then he really can't do anything about that. But even his length, like, he makes it tough on them when even if it's a blow by. Like, it's crazy. MVP, the big one. You have one that we talked about last episode. I have one that I'm staying on my hill that I've been on since even last year. So, go ahead. Who's your MVP?
Okay. My MVP for the third time. I think Giannis this is his year to return to greatness, return to the top, return to the mountain peak, and win MVP. Now, I have the Bucks finishing at the 5th seed, and I think that alone kind of shows Giannis's impact.
Absolutely.
Especially when you consider the roster around him. I mean, shout out Ryan Rollins. He's one of my analytics demons. I love Ryan Rollins. But aside from Giannis and of course Ryan Rollins, that roster stinks.
Yeah.
That roster just
You don't believe in Kyle
not
Kuzma?
very good. Yeah,
You
man.
believe that?
Yeah, I did, but we'll
He's
ignore
like-
that.
All right.
I don't know.
I'm
You believe in
tweaking
Miles
out.
Turner? I mean,
I mean,
same response.
Uh,
Like this roster for the Bucks is just rough, and I think everybody knows that in the world. I think the media knows that. I think fans know that,
yeah.
and I think everybody's going to be able to recognize Giannis's greatness this year on full display if he can get the Bucks to a decent seed. Now there were
Yeah.
some other guys that I obviously considered here. I think Luka's a good shout. It's just how good are the Lakers going to be? Which personally, I don't have the Lakers finishing that highly.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really pick Luka. Shea's obviously a great response.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
think everybody in the world has the Thunder being the 1 seed in the West, and I don't think Shea's going to regress and like at all.
he's not.
But I feel like Giannis is going to stand out
It's
this
like-
year. So I kind of have Shea as my runner up, to be honest.
I wanted to pick Shea, and if it like I looked at this scenario as a if I was a voter, I would pick Shea. but he's not going to because I think voter fatigue is a real thing in this world, and it sucks. So that's why I ruled out literally the past 3 to 4 MVPs, Giannis, Shea, and Jokic, and went with Luka. And it's not a bad pick, but it's like voter fatigue is such a real thing, man. Like, it's bad. It's genuinely bad.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you in that sentiment because it
It's
almost to this
so
point it
bad,
feels like
bro.
Giannis has been blackballed from winning MVP, which is
Exactly.
so insane considering the level of talent that Giannis is and the type of talent that he is. I feel like people almost
Yes.
just write him off now for MVP. I mean, I even look at the odds right now. I believe Giannis is like
He's
plus
like 4,
1100
bro.
still.
It's an
Yeah,
insane amount. Like, I
and I'm
think
like,
Brunson has a
are we
better
watching the
odds of
same?
it.
Are we watching the same basketball being played? Like, are we watching the same game? Because
It's
I
actually
think
bad.
Giannis's impact is that obvious,
I'm
where there's no doubt he should be in the top three at very
so
least.
according to DraftKings, the top he's top 5, but the top 6 are Shea, Wemby, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, then Tyrese Maxey at 6. Nobody's really
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
Um, LeBron actually is in the top 20.
yeah. Whatever, man.
Oh no, he's not. It's like 30. Um, but I mean, I wanted to pick Shea, but we talked about it last episode. I think it was last episode where I was like it pains me to say this, but he has to do better than his season last year, and his season last year was the most perfect season that we've ever
Arguably,
seen.
it
Like,
was one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen out of a
exactly,
guard.
you cannot do better than that, but nobody's gonna look at it that way. That's why last episode I said you have to scratch the past and look at it from October 21st to whatever April 13th, I think it is. Like, that's the only time span you should be looking at if you're voting for MVP. Don't look at past. Don't compare him. Like, don't do anything like that. Even for Luka, don't compare, right? Because people already compare. Oh, like he has this great start, but his 2024 season was better already, and he got cooked for, so he's not gonna like. No, just go off this season. It's Shea, Luka, Giannis, Wemby, and Jokic. Those are your 5 options, right there. Pick one.
And I agree with that sentiment. I mean, I had Shea originally written down for MVP. It was a last minute decision to go with Giannis, just kind of going with a gut feeling. But don't be surprised if or when Shea wins
Yeah,
MVP. I
exactly.
mean,
Or any of those other 5 that I
yeah,
mentioned. Like,
yeah, I
don't like
agree. I
they're
agree.
like there's no surprise there. There shouldn't be any surprise there. If you are a fan of hoops and you watch hoops and you say you had ball knowledge, you should know that any 5 of those guys can win MVP. And like I said last episode, it changes daily. Literally, it changes daily.
Week to week, day to day. I mean, yeah.
It's literally daily. Um, so it's crazy. Um, let's go through all NBA teams. We have some
Let's.
pretty similar ones.
I honestly think we should just get through first and second team as
Yeah.
fast as possible. We have the
Hey,
exact same people
yeah.
on.
Hey, first team. Surprise, surprise. Just talked about it. SGA, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Wemby. Boom, done.
Both of us.
Second team.
Wow, shocker.
Yeah, I know. Second team. Talk about a little bit. Steph, Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Alperen Sengun, Ant. Um, I think Ant and Brunson are the 2 that are the closest to that top 5, but it's still a pretty wide margin. I think.
I think
Steph, I
Steph
think is
could
gonna have
also
a
break
great.
into that top five,
He
but it
really
depends
could.
on how much he plays.
It depends on how much he plays and how good the Warriors actually are. Because I think the only reason he'd actually get into that MVP discussion and first team NBA is if his on and off numbers are just insane, where like they are
It very
undefeated
well
when he
could be if
like,
he plays and
it
how
really could
well
be,
the
yeah.
Warriors. It really could be.
But I mean, in the realistic world, I think even when he doesn't play, Jimmy Butler's got that team on his back, so it's not gonna be too bad. Those numbers aren't gonna look too bad for the on off standpoint. Third team though is where we have a little bit of disagreement, but not even that much. We both have J Dub. We both have Pascal Siakam. I think Siakam's gonna be just that player on that Indiana team. J Dub is J Dub. Shout out him. But you have. Go ahead. I'll let you read yours.
So I got outside of Dub and Siakam, I got Evan Mobley, Ja Morant, Trey Young. Like
Fairs.
it's
Those are
tough.
great
I feel like
players, man.
I like you can rightfully criticize my list, but I just feel like one, I think the Hawks are in for such a big leap that I think Trey will likely get on an All NBA team. I wouldn't be shocked if Jalen Johnson gets on an
Yeah.
All NBA team, but I think one of the two will. So I just went with Trey. Mobley, I think is just an All NBA talent. It's kind of tough because you got to argue. I have the Cavs as a
Yeah.
2 seed in the East, so you could make the argument like, oh, did the Cavs deserve two two players on All NBA teams being a 2 seed and not a one
I,
seed? But like,
but
I,
the
I
thing
don't
is, like,
care. I think I think
look at
Mobley is
it.
a talent that level of talent.
Yeah.
And then with
Look at
Ja,
it.
I just think if Ja stays healthy, I think Ja is primed to have a really good season. And
Fairs.
yeah, I think this is a bounce back year for Ja,
Yeah.
honestly. So
Absolutely.
he's kind of my sleeper there to make the All NBA team.
Yeah. My discourse here is I have Tyrese Maxey. Based off what I've seen, that boy might average 35. Then he's cold. Obviously he's gonna slow down. He's been averaging some nutty numbers on some actually incredible efficiency. um, and Sixers are what 4-0 right now. I don't think they've lost a game. No, they lose to Boston. No, they didn't. No, they're 4-0. Um, and I think there's gonna be. I have them at the 3 seed, so reward somebody in that sense. Then I have Paulo Banchero. You said it. Magic gonna be a good team. Paulo's gonna be that engine. It was between Franz and Paulo, but I trust Paulo to have a better season than Franz at this point. And I think Paulo just has a better. I think Paulo has a sense of game that like scoring and playmaking. And I think Franz could have a better season. I'm not saying that at all, but I like Paulo more, and I think the media would also side with Paulo, which is something that again sucks. And then I
I
have
think the
Cade.
media would side with Paulo. I agree with
Yeah,
that sentiment, but I personally wouldn't go as far as to say some of the things you said.
I would still trust Paulo. I think that's me though. Um, to be fair, I haven't like really followed the Magic as much as I probably should have. Um, but I think Paulo's still Paulo. I think Paulo's still that guy that you in a scenario where you get the rock, you need a bucket, you get the rock to, you need. I'd still go Apollo. I mean both are fair shouts. And then I have Cade. I think the start of the season hasn't been the greatest, but I mean it's cold feet maybe. I trust him a lot to get going. He's one of my favorite players in the league. His game is just it's I don't want to say it's unique, but no other player plays like him at the rate that he does. His ability to play with pace, but also control the game is something that I haven't seen in a while. And that's a true point guard right there, and he has competitive to him. So he's got spice, and I think he's like a sleeping giant ready to be woken up at this point in the season. And he's gonna be woken up pretty soon, I think. So that's my third guy or
I think
last
that's
guy, whatever.
fair. I'm not the highest on Cade this season, but the media obviously loves Cade, and I think that he
Yeah.
could very well be an All NBA guy. On to records. How do you want to start this out?
Let's go. Let's start with the East because the East is trash. Um, you said it earlier, cupcakes and rainbows.
Yeah,
Let's start
we
from the
go on.
bottom up.
Okay, bottom up.
Well, do bottom like do your bottom five, the ones that
All
just
right.
completely miss everything, and then I'll go.
Washington, Brooklyn, Boston, Chicago, Toronto.
Woo!
It's my bottom five. I don't think there's that many hot takes in there. I think
Oh,
that's
there's
kind of
not
like
really, not at all.
I think this is absolutely fair. You could argue some teams higher, like maybe Boston sneaks into the play, and that's still they still have some good players there. It's just like the
It's not
lows
gonna.
are
It's
very
just not
low.
gonna mesh.
The highs are there, but the lows are also very low. And I think
The lows are
Boston,
lows.
if somebody gets banged up, they're going to be real quick to shut them down. Just because I think this is kind of a gap year. They see this as a gap year.
Yeah,
I think that Brad Stevens absolutely sees this as a gap year, and he sees the talent and coming into the league, and he wants
you
it. He
want
wants
it.
a
You
piece of that.
absolutely
He
want
wants
it.
in on that. I mean,
Because we're gonna look at a team like Boston and compare them to the Mavericks from this year and like last year, where like
oh, absolutely, yeah.
kind of take a gap year, and then you end up with the first pick, and you get whatever generous process you want to say, but you get the number one pick in the draft. You get Cooper Flag. Next season, if Boston decides, yo, let's blow it up a little bit, they get even anywhere close to the top 3, you have a chance at getting a boozer twin, Debansa, Peterson, uh, Darius
Jaden
Acuff
Quaintance.
Jr., Jaden Quaintance. Like the draft goes, I'm gonna say 15 deep. You could roll 15 deep in the lottery, or even 14 if you want to say strictly lottery. But like,
No, that's fair. There's a lot of really great
stay.
prospects in this year's class.
Just
So
chill off, and then you get Tatum next year. So you have Tatum, Brown, Derek White, and then your rookie, whichever one you get, at whichever spot. Like, you set up for a great year next year too. So just wait. You're not
yeah,
doing
no,
anything this year.
I still think Brad Stevens is best GM in the league,
Oh, absolutely.
and I think
Yeah,
he's
I trust him. He'll
smart
figure
enough
something
to
out.
realize the position they're in. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he'll figure
no.
something out. My bottom 5 is
Chicago could probably
go
sneak into
ahead.
the play-in. So could Toronto, but I just think they're a bit kind of on the outside looking in. So not much
Yeah.
more to say about them.
I had Toronto, Chicago on my plan. So the two that I have different than you, I have Washington, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Boston, Miami at 11. Miami I had
Wow.
in at like 8, 9, and then I kind of dropped them because I think like it's between Toronto, Chicago, Miami, and I like Toronto's coach a lot, and I like Toronto's players a lot, and Chicago and Miami. Like if I were to say like go make a run at the end of the season for this last play-in spot, I trust Chicago more. I think they just have more competitive spirit with them.
I think that's fair. Uh, I don't know. Why are you not high on Charlotte?
It's like it's like
I don't
it's
think there's incredible reason to like be in love with
it's
Charlotte, but
it's
I
a
think
year
they're
too
good
early for
enough to
me.
make the play-in.
It's a year early for me. I think at least
Okay, no, that's
they
fair.
kind of remind me of like Houston 2 years ago. Finished like right outside the play and looking in. Maybe you get a couple hot streaks in the season that keep you afloat for that long
A lot
to
of
be
talent.
competitive. Yeah, to be competitive at the end of the season. But it kind of falls, and then you kind of look at yourself, you're like, yo, this is better than we expected. In the next season, you got a lot of confidence, a lot of young guys. You have another good draft pick. And then again, like you said, last season or this upcoming draft is a great draft for being deep. And you just go out, get another young piece, and then go again next year. And I just think it's 1 year too early for them.
All right, yeah, that's fair. You want to hit playing spots now?
Yeah.
So for me, 10 through 7, I'm gonna start at 10. I got Charlotte at 10. Just talked about them. Indiana at 9.
Yeah.
Miami at 8. Detroit at 7.
Okay. Fair enough. Go ahead. Go run through the plan matches real quick.
Oh, like who I have winning?
Yeah, like your 10-9, 8-7, and then whatever.
Oh, okay. My playing games, at least in the East. Let me scroll down. I have Indiana beating Charlotte. Like, I guess kind of what you said, a year early for Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think this is just kind of getting their feet wet. I could see them upsetting Indiana maybe, but I just think Indiana's a better team,
More
and
experience too.
so I have Indiana beating Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have Detroit, Miami, and I have the Pistons beating the Heat. I don't love the Heat, but I think they're good enough to sneak into the play-in. So I have Detroit winning there, and then I think Indiana can beat Miami.
Fair
Just
enough.
fairly simple experience. I like everything. I like a lot about Indiana. It's just they don't have Hallie. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, that roster is still very good. They're just a Hallie away from being a contender.
Yeah, exactly. So my
Maybe
plan.
maybe a better center too than Jay Huff, but
Yeah. Um, my plan is I have Chicago at 10, Toronto at 9, Indy at 8, Atlanta at 7. I took Toronto over Chicago in that first matchup, and then Atlanta over Indiana in that second one. And then it means that's set up for Indiana and Toronto. I think Indiana wins that one, which means Indiana gets 8 seed, Atlanta gets the 7 seed. Not too much different than yours. Kind of the same reasoning. We kind of have the bottom 6 covered, 7, 8 covered. Actually, we have the same 8 on the bottom. It's just that I think you have Atlanta and Detroit. I think we have them swapped.
yeah.
So, anyways, first round matchups. you want to go through the full thing, or do you want to just talk about actually go through the full thing? Sorry.
You
Go
want to
go
do
six
first
through
round
one.
matchups instead of finishing our seeding out, or
Uh, all right, we can actually we can time both.
let's just go real fast with our seeding. So
All right,
getting out of the play-in, I got Philly at 6, Milwaukee at 5, Atlanta at 4, Orlando at 3, Cleveland at 2, New York at 1.
all right. I got Orlando at 6, Detroit at 5, Milwaukee at 4, Philly at 3, Cleveland at 2, New York at 1. I think those 3 through 6 can be separated by only a couple of games.
I absolutely agree there. I think a lot of those teams are like I
Very
could have
evenly
put
matched.
I could have put other teams
Yeah,
higher.
I really could have put Orlando at 3, and I really could have put Milwaukee at 3. Like all those, like I'm not saying
Yeah.
Milwaukee's a better team than Detroit or Orlando, but I think that they're gonna have that one stretch in the middle of the season, or even at the end of the year, that just pushes them up to that 4 seed, just because they had to stretch. Like they're probably gonna
Yeah,
finish on the
I
same
agree.
record
I
as
agree.
or on one more better. Anyways, first round matchups. Go run through them. Go ahead.
All right.
This is where it gets
For
fun.
me, first round, New York, Indiana. That would be an
Same.
absolute man.
I have the same one.
If Hallie could come back, that would be,
Yeah,
or
it
if Hallie
sucks.
was there, that would be amazing. I don't think he's going to come back, but
Well, if
if
Hallie
Hallie
was
was
there, then
there,
they wouldn't
it'd be
even.
absolute
They're not
cinema in the
getting to
first round. Yeah, obviously,
eat.
but
But yeah, you know what I
I had
mean.
to go with New York there. I just think without Hallie, they're kind of outmatched a little
Yeah,
bit. Uh, Sucks, but I'm sure Pacers fans are happy to at least, you know, get a decent draft pick there.
yeah. Uh,
Uh,
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Continuing, I got Cleveland over Detroit. I think Cleveland is going to sacrifice some regular season success. Obviously, I have them dropping down from the 1 seed to the 2 seed, but I think they're going to get exponentially better in the playoffs, and we'll see that as we continue to go along.
Yeah.
So continuing on, I have Orlando over Philly in the first round.
I have the
It's a
same
bit
thing.
tough, but I can't really back the Sixers not knowing how their health's going to be. I mean, I truly feel like that franchise is cursed
It really
quite
is.
often. If they're healthy, I think Philadelphia could easily win that game and go on a run. But it's just
The Philadelphia
it's
49ers.
it's a harsh truth. They're never healthy. So I mean,
Yeah.
I hope they're healthy. I'd love for Philadelphia to go on a run as a Joel Embiid fan, but it's tough. It's tough to
The
pick them
Phil-
over Orlando.
the Philadelphia 49ers. Yeah.
And my last matchup of the first round, Atlanta Milwaukee. I big Atlanta believer going into the season. I'm still riding with them. I got Atlanta.
Fair enough. So I have two of those same exact. Let me just wait. I have two of the exact same. What's it called? Series and picks. New York over Indiana, Orlando over Philly. Same reasons. But I flipped Milwaukee. We did flip Detroit and Atlanta. I have Atlanta versus Cleveland. I think Cleveland wins that. I don't think Atlanta really. They have the players to guard, but I don't think they have the offensive pace and efficiency to keep up with what the Cavs can do within 2 minutes of a game. And then Milwaukee and Detroit. I have Detroit beating Milwaukee. I think Detroit has if they get into that spot and that situation, I think that they have a chance to recreate what the Pacers did last year. Different play style, but same kind of story where you have Cade, who I think is going to be pretty scrutinized all year. He's going to make, in my eyes, an All NBA third team. Scrutinized. They're going to have a lot of firepower and chips on their shoulder. And then going into that Milwaukee series, I mean, it's really just Giannis versus the Pistons. That's
No,
how it is. Probably
that's absolutely fair.
it's literally that it's Giannis versus the opponent the entirety of the season. So, good season Milwaukee, but sorry, Detroit's moving on.
I feel like you could go either way with that one.
You really
It's
could,
kind of tough.
but
But
I mean
I agree
Detroit.
with you. I
Yeah,
agree with you. That's kind of almost Giannis and Ryan Rollins versus
don't.
Detroit.
Hey, yeah, that's my fault. For Ryan Rollins, I wasn't familiar with your game, but we on that train now.
Yeah, man.
We absolutely on that train.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
We ain't sleeping. We woke. All right,
All
go
right.
ahead with
You ready?
your
Second
second round
round.
matchups. Yeah.
All right. Second round. Probably my hottest take like all day. Honestly, I have Atlanta beating New York in the second round. I mean, what a matchup that would be. I mean, could you imagine just in 2026 seeing Ice Tray back in the Garden, back in the place he owns, with a revamped squad that I think some could even argue is more deep than the Knicks. I think most
Oh,
would argue it's
absolutely.
deeper than the Knicks. I get worried a bit about the health of Porzingis and how the ATL big room would work in that lineup or in that matchup. But
But they match up so well across the board.
with they match up well across the board with a lot of teams. So I
Exactly.
my mind's kind of telling me don't be dumb, don't fall into the Hawks trap. But like I'm falling into the Hawks
Hey,
trap,
why
man.
not?
Give me
Why
the
not?
Hawks.
Why not?
Shoot or shoot, man. You gotta risk it sometimes. So I'm going
Yeah.
with Atlanta,
Go ahead with your. What's the other one that you
and
have?
I got
Cleveland,
Cleveland
Orlando.
over Orlando. Again, I've
Ooh.
talked about Cleveland getting a boost in the playoffs. I think it just reigns true. I think this could be a very good series.
Yeah.
I really do. Like I like a lot of the matchups in this series, but I just think Cleveland's too deep, and yeah, I mean we'll see how Donovan Mitchell does in the playoffs. Obviously, one of the better playoff scorers ever, just by the numbers.
Oh, absolutely.
But playmaking wise, teeters off sometimes. So maybe Orlando could take advantage of that and sneak out a series win. But for now, I'm rolling with Cleveland.
Yeah. So I got New York and Detroit. That's also cinema. Both that hopefully full firepower and without barring any injuries. But I got New York over Detroit. We just saw it last season. Detroit doesn't have the offensive production to keep up with the Knicks, and the Knicks can shut down Detroit whenever they want. It could go both ways though, where Detroit's defense with Asar and Jalen Duren and the competitive fire spirit of that team could be able to shut down the Knicks for a couple of games like we saw last season. But I mean, the Knicks are hungry this season. We see it. Like the Knicks are hungry, so I'm taking the Knicks. And then I have the same Cleveland Orlando. It's almost like we in like the middle of the 2000s with all these Knicks,
Now I
Pistons,
love this.
Cavs, Magic. It's
I love the
beautiful.
teams that are good right
It's
now in the league.
beautiful. To
Yeah,
think that one of those four teams is going to get the Larry O'Brien trophy on their court is just beautiful to my eyes.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Um, but I have Orlando over Cleveland. I,
Hmm.
I, I purely vibes pick, honestly. You gave me the exact reason why I should pick Cleveland, and that's why I had them before. But I was like, nah, give me Orlando. Which I don't
Don't
like. It's not far fetched, but like also, like it probably is gonna be Cleveland, but like Orlando's definitely got that. Like I'm saying, competitive spirit. Like a lot of people tend to look at just the stats and the numbers, and oh, can this team stack up well? Look at what they can do when it comes to just playing as a team and like their hunger and stuff like that. Like you can say that for Cleveland too, but I like Orlando's vibes better. Cue that music. Cue the song.
I didn't even think about it, but Cleveland Orlando was quite literally a first round playoff matchup 2 years ago. Do you remember
Exactly.
that series? That series
That went
went all
seven.
the way to seven. That went seven.
Yeah,
And Cleveland came out on top. Obviously, that was a young Orlando squad,
that was a young
but
Cleveland squad too. That was
I can't fault you
they
for
just
thinking
got put
Orlando
together.
comes out on top. I can't fault
Yeah,
you for picking either way here. I think either of these squads could.
yeah. This is like it's almost like I'm using the analogy like the Boston Miami Eastern Conference Finals from back like rematches a couple years ago, where it was like Boston was more experienced. My mom was FaceTiming me. Sorry, mama. Gotta no. Um, but then like Miami came back the next year, experience, hungry, firepower, came up on top. So, you never know. Um, Eastern Conference Finals. It feels like I'm in 2001 with this one, or 1999. Sorry, but you go ahead with yours.
I feel like I went kind of basic. I mean, I do have Atlanta there, but I gotta pick Cleveland. I like I've been saying all throughout the video. Well, since we were doing our first round predictions, I buy into Cleveland being more of a playoff team this year, less of a regular season team.
Absolutely.
And I think this squad could go on a run. I think a lot of it hinges on Donovan Mitchell and his playmaking ability. I think that's pretty much what all of it hinges on. Because if he takes the step playmaking wise, I just think the sky's the limit for this Cleveland squad. But if not, they could still make some noise. So I think Cleveland. I have Cleveland going to the finals.
Fair enough. So mine flashback to I don't even know how long. Just seems like an Eastern Conference Finals matchup from the middle of the 2000s. New York and Orlando. Now, this is where Orlando's run for me comes to an end. I have the Knicks winning. That would be a very fun series, but I feel like the Knicks are just too much for that Orlando squad. And I think, yes, we say the East is just a weak division or weak conference, but I mean, if the Knicks were in the West, they wouldn't. They stack up well too, so they're not no scrub team and no pushover team. I think they get through and they go to the finals, and Seventh Street and 33rd blows up when they go to the finals.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I think this could be very well be the next year.
Yeah,
If I had them beating the Hawks, I really would probably favor them to go to the finals, but
it's the Hawks.
we'll see how it plays out.
So
We'll see how it plays
yeah,
out.
we'll see.
On to
West.
the West,
This is where it gets
the
fun.
best conference.
West is always best, bro. Come on now. West is always best.
Let's just
Just
start it
just
out.
just
We'll
go
through
just
we'll
go
go through
15 through
rankings.
1. Just go 15 through 1.
15 through 1 all the way. Okay,
Yeah,
straight
just go
shot.
all the way. Yeah, straight
All
up.
right, 15. Sorry, New Orleans. Sorry, Joe Dumars. That was one of the worst draft night trades I think I've ever seen. Zion misses any games at all. Y'all are a lock for here. But right now, I got the Pelicans at 15. Phoenix, squad I had a lot of hope for, like coming into the season, that maybe they could be fun. I don't see it on paper. I just don't see it with the squad. I have them 14.
Yeah.
13, I got Utah. I think they take some steps, some baby steps, but still not a great team. 12, I got Sacramento. I mean, just a nightmare scenario for any franchise to be in, but hey, at least they're 12th and not in the play-in. 11, Portland. I think Portland's just kind of on the outside looking in. I mean, obviously, I have them on the outside looking into the play-in, but yeah, I think they're close, but they're not quite there.
Yeah.
10, I have Dallas. It's kind of hard to put them much higher with knowing Kyrie's going to be out for a majority of the season. And I don't like the Coop point guard experience, but they could be a lot higher. So yeah, I feel like 10's almost a floor for Dallas. It feels like to me. Maybe they could go a
Yeah.
bit lower, but it feels like a pretty solid floor for Dallas at 10. 9, I got Memphis. Not much to say there. Just they're there right now. Could get a top pick in this draft though, due to owning the Suns pick. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
I got the Lakers at 8. You might criticize me for that one,
Nah,
but
not really.
I just don't see it with this current Lakers squad. I don't really see it at all. I think they kind of had a nightmare offseason almost.
Yeah.
7, I got the Spurs. It's hard in this West to put them any higher, but I think 7's fair. I think playing is fair expectation wise for this Spurs squad.
Yeah.
6, I got the Timberwolves. I think it's hard to put them any lower. Could put them a bit higher, but I think 6 is fair. 5's Houston. I've said this multiple times. They'd be 2 on any list if Fred VanVleet didn't get hurt, but I really have my concerns for them at point guard, and I'm curious to see what they do come December 15th and onwards, see if they do anything to improve upon that situation. 4, I got the Clippers. 3, I got the Warriors. I'd name both these out at the same time because I have the same concerns for them, but also kind of the
Yeesh.
same reasons for believing in them.
Hey, that's very fair.
Both very experienced squads, obviously, if you look at their age. And they're very good players. They have a lot of very good players. But those very good players are old. And those very good players are injury prone. And who knows how many games a season they're going to play. And who knows if they will be healthy come playoff time. So it took a bit of a risk putting them 3 and 4, but I believe in the talent in those squads. And yeah, I think both of them will get to the 3 and 4 seed. They're definitely going to be in competition at the very least.
Yeah.
2 kind of feels obvious. I feel like the second best team in the league, arguably, Denver. And 1, OKC. Big shock there.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I ain't really got a lot of differences from you. Obviously, that bottom five is just atrocious. Phoenix at 15. Ugh. Utah at
That's
14.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Pelicans at 13. Yeah. Portland at 12. Now, I don't know if I talked about this at the start of the episode or if it was off air or something like that, but I was telling Zach, like, Portland at 12 reminds me of Houston from a couple years ago where, oh, I was talking about Charlotte when I was talking about this.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing as Charlotte, how they're like not a year away, but like they've got a young core. And then they've got, I mean, we don't know, but maybe Dame returns at some point this season. Maybe gives them
I
a
don't think.
boost to
Nah,
their
I don't
plan.
think. I don't think it'll be this
I
season.
don't think if they're in a position where they're
Achilles is
not
a year-long injury, man. You
absolutely,
like
but
you don't play with that. You don't play with
yeah,
that.
that's fair actually. But then next year they're looking up, so 1 year too early on them. 11 Sacktown, Sacramento. And then obviously we have the same top 10 because who doesn't? 10 I have the Clippers though. I don't think their
Wow.
age. I don't think they are going to be like. I think they're gonna be good.
I think it's
But
fair to
they're
have them
old,
lower,
bro.
but I feel like Tim feels like a bit harsh, but
I wanted to
I
put
can
them
get behind
higher.
that.
I wanted to put them
Obviously,
higher, but like
I think
the
as
Clippers'
basketball fans,
floor is 10. Like you
you
said with
don't want to
Dallas.
fall into the Clippers trap yet again.
Oh, you don't.
We'll see
Never.
later on when in my playoff prediction. I'm
Yeah,
trying not to fall into the
you
Clippers
do not
trap
want to.
again, but
Um.
I'll buy them regular season wise at least.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have them at 10. 9 I have Memphis. 8 I have Dallas. Kind of the same reasons. Like Memphis is there, Dallas a little bit higher than you, but that's like around their like floor range.
Yeah, similar range to
Uh
me.
yeah, last playing spot or first playing spot goes to San Antonio. And then 6 I have Minnesota, 5 I have Lakers, 4 I have Golden State, 3 I have Houston, 2 I have Denver, 1 I have OKC. OKC is obviously the number one. Denver's not close behind the two, but they're closer than people think at two. I'm talking about like the 1 and 2 are far and away the best teams in the conference. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are going to be shut up. Those 7, 8 teams are going to be separated by, I'm going to say at this point in the season, they're going to be separated by 5 games or less. Like I think 3, 4, 5 might have the same record. 3 and 4 might. 5 and 6 and 7 might. 8 and 9 and 10 might. Within 5 games of each other.
I think it's hard.
It's
I think
that
it's hard to
crazy.
disagree there.
It's that crazy. Like wild west.
This conference is very close, and
So close.
I think outside of 1 and 2, like you said, there's a lot of
It's so
interchangeability.
contentious, bro. Like it's actually insane. Like I don't think we saw last year how close that was, and there was 47 wins down until the 7 seed, 8 seed, where Minnesota was and where Memphis was.
Yeah,
Like it's crazy. Like genuinely, it's crazy. So I don't know. Playing though. Go ahead and run me through your playing.
I changed this matchup, but not the matchup. Sorry, I changed the outcome of this matchup
Yeah.
a few times, but I eventually settled on Memphis over Dallas. I think Dallas is just kind of feels like a gap year, just with the injuries and with the lack of guard play.
Yeah, it does.
I think it's gonna be rough for them. Never change this pick though. I got the Spurs over the Lakers. Never change that pick.
Fair enough.
And then I have the Lakers beating Memphis. If it was LA Dallas, I feel like I'd give it a bit more contention for Dallas to maybe win slightly.
I don't even know about
I'm
that,
just thinking
though.
about I'm thinking about the straight up size advantage
Yeah.
and the advantage on the inside that Dallas would have. But I think I'd
Yeah,
still
well,
probably have to go with the Lakers. So I'm riding with
yeah,
the
that
Lakers.
depends. For my
Memphis, Memphis. It's kind of a feel thing. I just feel like LA would win.
yeah. For mine, I have Memphis and the Clippers. That's in Memphis, but I have the Clippers winning. That's the 9-10. San Antonio, Dallas, 7-8. We literally just saw what San Antonio did and what Wemby did to that team. So I'm taking Spurs. And then I have the Clippers over, or the Mavericks over the Clippers in that one. I think Dallas is not experienced, but like just I don't think the Clippers have like I don't think they're gonna keep up with Dallas. Like that game might end in like a 30-point win. So I have Dallas as sneaking into that 8 seed with that last play-in win.
Okay. First
which is a
round,
scenes first round. I have an insane first round slate.
yeah, there's just so much good basketball going around. I mean, we were looking through the matchups in the East. Now looking back at the matchups that we had in the West, I mean, there's just so
It's
much good
wild.
basketball going around.
Yeah.
And we aren't even close to playoffs yet. I mean, it's
But if
just
this is what it
it's a great
was,
time to be
oh
alive as
my
a basketball
goodness.
fan.
If this is
But
what it was, oh man, I'm not leaving my house. I'm Ferrer maxing like a crazy man.
I mean,
Straight up.
even if this isn't what it is, are we sure you're leaving your house? But still,
Mm-mm. You
still,
got that straight.
first
Anyways,
round,
you go ahead.
OKC LA. You know, remember what? Do you know the exact line that Shannon Sharp said? I'll let you recite it.
Uh,
The original
okay.
Lakers in 5.
UFC, KFC, OKC, Lakers in 5.
Yeah, something like that. Y'all finally get y'all's wishes. Y'all finally get to match up against OKC. Y'all finally get to play Shea and the Thunder. And I don't think the series is going to be close. Respectfully, I really think OKC can sweep the series.
Yeah, I can't even hate that.
Like honestly, I think LA maybe could steal one game, but like maybe Luca has a 50 bomb, they steal a game, but I
50 bomb and still lose
favor
by
okay.
50.
I favor OKC heavily here.
Yeah, it's a 50 bomb and here we're still gonna lose by 50. So that's just
Yeah.
bad. Mm.
Second matchup of the first round, absolute cinema rematch of the 2019 playoffs. Denver San Antonio could be an absolute banger of a series. Might I remind everyone that Jokic and Wemby do not disappoint when they play each other. I
Yeah.
mean, those two, they have a lot of respect for one another, and
Mm-hmm.
they show up and they show out when it's time to lace them up against each other. I'd expect a not necessarily a great series. I think it could be a good series, but I'd expect a series full of memorable performances out of Jokic and Wemby. But at the end of the day, I think this is a bit early for San Antonio, and I think Denver comes out on top. Too good not to pick them really.
Fair enough.
In my third matchup of the first round, I got a rematch of last year's playoff in Minnesota Golden State. You know, obviously last year there was the contention of, oh, what if Steph was healthy? If Steph was healthy, if Steph never hurt his hand in that series, maybe the Warriors pull out a win. But which I do think it could have been a possibility, but I'm still gonna ride with Minnesota in this series, and yeah, I think injuries probably catch up, fatigue probably catches up to the Warriors in this series, and so that's just why I have to go with the younger team in Minnesota, truthfully. And then closing out the first round, I mentioned not falling into the Clippers trap earlier. I'm not falling into the Clippers trap in the playoffs again. Give me Houston over LA.
That's fair. Um, okay. Obviously we're gonna have a lot of differences here because it's the Western Conference, but I have OKC over Dallas in the first round. Then we have Denver and San Antonio matching up, but I also think Denver's gonna win. Again, 1 year too early. There's a lot of 1 year too early teams in all of the league.
Yeah, a lot of young
Um,
teams that have it, but they don't. What degree do they have
yeah,
it?
they don't have the chemistry. They don't have the experience. They don't have like the really anything. They just have the names on the team. Minnesota and Houston. This is an absolute insane series. Houston would have home court advantage in this one based off my predictions, but I think Minnesota wins. Uh, mm, it's weird, but as long as Houston does not have a point guard, there's no way they can hang with Minnesota. There's no way.
Does Minnesota have a point guard?
They do, but they don't play him.
Who, Bones Highland?
Okay, but they also have
Okay.
like in that backcourt they also have Ant.
Yeah, I
Who's
know. I
my
know. I'm just saying.
yeah like and then that
You
front court
got you.
matches up. Gobert matches up with Şengün really well. Um, it's just who do you stop KD? But I mean, limit everybody else and make KD beat you is pretty hard to win like that. And then my last one is the Lakers and Warriors. That's a 4-5. Golden State's at home, but I have Lakers winning. I don't think Golden State really has. I mean, both teams are not old. Lakers aren't old, but if it came down to a series of Stephen Butler versus Braun and Luca and Reeves, who's playing at an insane level right now, if he keeps that up and he becomes second option over Braun, I'm taking the Lakers. Because I mean, it's both both problems are. If you look at just name on the paper, both problems come down low. So it's who do you take on the outside? And I'll take the Lakers cast over the Warriors. It didn't look like that in game one, but I mean, we also didn't have Braun. So, I mean, take what you
That's
want.
tough. That's tough. I think I could probably go either way with that series.
It's very either way.
I think I'd favor the Warriors still, but just by a little bit. And I still think age could be a factor there. Obviously, age
Absolutely.
could be a factor for the Lakers as well with Bron's age,
Mhm.
but yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate that matchup, but I don't hate who you have winning.
Yeah. My second round is where it gets some. Yeah.
All right, yeah,
Go ahead.
absolute. Let's get into the second round. Absolute cinema once again. OKC Houston. I feel like this is a playoff series that some people have kind of like had marked down as like a lot of people thought it was going to happen last year, or we were going to get it at some point last year, but
Mm-hmm.
this is the year, and I just think OKC wins without a true point guard. OKC, I know the first game went to double overtime, but I think if Houston doesn't get a point guard, I think over the course of a series, OKC's absurd dominance in the turnover economy is going to show.
Yeah.
And obviously, getting J-Dub back is going to be a huge difference maker in that game or in that
Absolutely.
series. And I think OKC wins it. Yeah.
And then
Denver,
the
Minnesota.
ones.
Tough series to pick. I mean, really tough series to pick. We saw the Wolves 2 years ago come out on top, Game 7 against Denver. I wouldn't hate you for saying that the Wolves could win this series, but for me, I just have to roll with who I know is the second best team in the conference right now, and that's Denver. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my Western Conference Finals matchup.
Yeah. My first one, boat race, Thunder Lakers. Don't want to talk about that. Don't even want to think about that happening. If that happens, I'm not watching that series at all.
Yes, you are.
Um, and then Minnesota, Denver. I have Minnesota over Denver for that exact reason that you said you wouldn't hate me for, because I think Minnesota has their number. Now, I'm not saying that Denver's not the better team. I think they are. But Minnesota also has, who in the playoffs I think is the biggest playoff riser that we've seen in recent years, in Ant. Like, it's insane to think about because he's such a great regular season guy. But then, like, he takes a jump in the playoffs, which is like, oh my God. Like, I didn't even know you could do that. Like, it was insane. And he's just cold blooded, lights out. When the lights are on him, he's going to deliver. And I think he's going to take that series again. And then, yeah, Western Conference Finals, I have OKC and Minnesota. I'll see who I pick.
Again, like I said, I can't hate for picking Minnesota over Denver. I feel like that can really go either way. I mean, lots of talent on both ends there, but I just feel safer picking Denver, so I'm gonna go
Absolutely,
there.
yeah. Absolutely.
Western Conference
Western Conference
Finals,
Finals. Shocker.
absolute. I've said cinema so many times. I can't believe it, but man, what a series we would be in for getting OKC versus Denver yet again. I mean, we saw this one come down to 7 this year. Probably the best series of the playoffs. I mean, it's between that and the finals, obviously,
Yeah, I'd give it to the finals,
but
but that's pretty close.
it's very close. So I still have to go with OKC. I can't see OKC being beat. I'm probably not going to see OKC being beat until they have got beat. I'm gonna be honest there.
Yeah.
I'm just so confident in the roster construction over there and that squad. So yeah,
I think,
OKC to the
yeah,
finals.
I think OKC's going to be the next dynasty. And we haven't had a dynasty since the Warriors, obviously. But that was now 7 years ago. And we're so used to having a dynasty every single year. For the Warriors, it was the Spurs and the Lakers at the same time, and then the Bulls and the Pistons and the Celtics and Lakers again. So like every year it seems like there's a dynasty and there's a team to beat. And we're back at that now this year. Like
Yep.
before in the past, like it was like, oh, the team to beat is the defending champs. The Boston Celtics are the team to beat. Yeah, that was true for maybe the first game of the season. Then it came straight to OKC. Year before that, team to beat Nuggets. Nah, after the first game of the season? Oh, it's Boston now, right? So I think OKC beats Minnesota in my Western Conference Finals prediction, my outlook. They go back to the finals and they solidify themselves as the team to beat for the next while. And
Yeah,
it's almost like
I agree. They
like
are the team to beat.
yeah, like I can't see them losing anything until I literally see them losing. Like I can't. And even when I see them lose, I'm still gonna pick them in 99% of games that I see them in. So like it's crazy how good this team is, and it's scary to see, like just to think about the limits that they can reach. Because if we're talking about the potential for them, where they are right now, they're not even 10% of that glass full. They got a long way to go, and they have a lot of stuff that they can work on and improve upon, and a lot of more hardware to get. So, yeah,
I mean, they're obviously the team to beat, and I agree with your sentiment that they're probably the next dynasty in basketball. But the league is at an all-time peak in parity, and I truly feel like this is an era where anybody could beat anybody. So it's kind of insane to see how the Thunder can dominate and how they have dominated to an extent.
yeah.
So,
And
but
your finals prediction as we wrap the show up real quick, the episode up.
OKC Cleveland,
Yeah,
OKC Cleveland, OKC Cleveland. Man, that'd be a really fun matchup. I mean,
it actually.
I had to
really
say it a
will
few
be.
times just to hopefully manifest it, but I'd love that matchup in the finals. I think seeing two markets like OKC and Cleveland being in the finals would also be awesome. Would also be awesome, but like we talked about, I have to go with OKC.
Okay, see,
I
yeah.
can't pick against OKC until I see OKC lose with my own two eyes, and even then, like you were saying, I'm gonna go back out here in our predictions next year
Exactly.
and still pick them to win the title.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I'm picking OKC too. I have them over New York. That would be just an insane series. New York might explode if even New York wins a game in that series. But it's
Well,
OKC.
could you imagine they go one up in the series? I mean,
flip home court if they don't have home
yeah,
court already?
yeah.
That's crazy.
New York would go
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, I would want to go to that. I'm not even gonna lie. I'd spend the money to go
Yeah,
to that.
bro.
Absolutely.
You're giving your college tuition.
Yeah, to go to the Knicks game. Yeah, that's crazy.
Probably more than your college tuition. Let's be honest,
Bro,
bro.
a trip to New York in that time when they made the finals would probably cost around 50,000 for just that trip. I'm not gonna lie,
Ticket might cost 50,000.
bro. I really might. Crazy. Anyways, those are predictions. Follow us on socials. I'll be posting some stuff about this, so y'all can roast us in the comments and all that kind of stuff. For me putting the Lakers over the Warriors in the first round, whatever. Bias. Sure, whatever. Follow us on all those. We got a lot of cool content coming out for y'all on those too. Follow those too to find out what Christmas movie we're watching on November 1st on Friday or Saturday morning at 12 a.m. Find out. Go follow. From the Nosebleeds. I'll plug that in right here. Wait.
You're trying to do like the Disney one thing, aren't you? You're doing, like the.
My name is Ko Frere, and you're watching From the Nosebleeds. That was beautiful. That was actually beautiful. You can't tell me that wasn't hard. Anyways, we appreciate y'all for watching. Thank y'all for always listening, showing support. We'll catch you on the next episode next Monday. Stop hate. Love basketball. Peace out, y'all.